Back in the late 2000s, data science was just a niche term that only a handful of companies and researchers were using. But fast forward to today, and it has become one of the most talked about, most searched, and honestly, most misunderstood careers in India. And that's exactly why I wanted to make this video. Because whenever students or working professionals ask about the future of data science in India, the confusion is always the same. Is it still worth it? Is it already saturated? And will it even exist 5 or 10 years from now? So, in this video, I want to slow things down a bit and actually talk about the real future of data science in India. Not just from a hype perspective, but from a jobs, skills, industry demand, salary, and long-term career point of view. So that by end of this video, you have clarity instead of confusion. Now, before we jump into the future, let's quickly align on what data science really means today. Because a lot of people still think data science is just about coding or about machine learning, which honestly is only half the picture. In reality, data science is about understanding data deeply, asking the right business questions, using statistics and machine learning to find patterns, and then translating those patterns into decisions that actually make sense for a company. And this is exactly why data science roles look very different across organizations. And this brings us to India, because India is currently sitting at a very interesting point in the global data ecosystem. Over the last decade, Indian companies have moved from basic IT services to product driven and data driven businesses. And whether you look at fintech, edtech, healthcare, e commerce, SaaS startups, or even traditional sectors like banking and manufacturing, data is now at the center of decision making. Companies are no longer asking, should we use data? They're asking, how fast can we use data better than our competitors? And that shift alone is shaping the future of data science in this country. What's even more interesting is that data science in India is not limited to just one role anymore. Earlier, everyone wanted to become a data scientist because that was the buzzword. But today, the ecosystem has expanded. You now have data analysts, product analysts, machine learning engineers, AI engineers, data engineers, analytics consultants, and domain specific data scientists. And this expansion is actually a very good sign. It means the field is maturing rather than shrinking. Now, let's talk about demand, because this is where most people either get excited or scared. The demand for data professionals in India is not slowing down, it's actually diversifying. Companies are hiring fewer jack of all trades, data scientists, and more specialized professionals who understand both data and a specific business problem. So instead of one generic role, you'll see demand for people who understand customer analytics, risk modeling, recommendation systems, operation analytics, NLP, computer vision, and even generative AI systems. And this trend is expected to continue well into the next decade. Now, let's quickly talk about salaries, because that's a big reason why data science gets so much attention in India. At an entry level, data science roles typically fall in 4 lakh to 8 lakhs per year range. And in some good companies, the upper end can go up to 10 to 12 lakhs. But that's not the norm. With around 2 to 5 years of experience, salaries usually move in the 9 to 15 lakhs per year bracket. And this is where skill and impact start making a real difference. At a senior level, with 5 plus years of experience and strong ownership over projects, compensation often reaches 15 to 30 lakhs per year or more. The key thing to understand is that these salaries don't come from certificates. They come from solving real business problems and creating measurable impact. In short, the future belongs to value creators, not certificate collectors. Another major factor shaping the future of data science in India is AI, especially generative AI. A lot of people are worried that AI will replace data scientists. But the truth is, AI is changing how data scientists work, not whether they are needed. Tools are becoming more automated, model building is becoming faster, but problem framing, data understanding, evaluation, and ethical decision making still require human judgment. And that's where skilled data professionals will continue to be indispensable. In fact, one of the biggest future opportunities in India lies in people who can work with AI tools rather than compete against them. Data professionals who know how to use generative AI for analysis, experimentation, documentation, and faster prototyping will move ahead much faster than those who ignore these tools completely. The role is shifting from manual execution to intelligent decision making, and that's a very important mindset shift to understand. Now, let's talk about skills because this is where the future really gets decided. In India, the most successful data science professionals of the next 5 to 10 years will not be the ones who know the maximum number of libraries, but the ones who have strong foundations in statistics, probability, and analytical thinking. Coding is important, yes, but coding is a tool, not the core. The core is understanding data behavior, uncertainty, trade offs, and limitations, and this is something that separates average professionals from truly impactful ones. At the same time, practical skills like Python, SQL, data visualization, and cloud platforms will continue to be non negotiable simply because real world data lives in databases, pipelines, and distributed systems. On top of that, domain knowledge is becoming increasingly valuable because a data scientist who understands finance will always outperform someone who only understands algorithms when working in a fintech company. And this pattern applies across industries. One thing that is often overlooked when talking about the future of data science in India is communication. As data teams grow, data scientists are expected to explain their work to product managers, business leaders, and sometimes even clients who don't have a technical background. And the ability to tell a clear story with data is becoming just as important as building the model itself. This is why presentation skills, business thinking, and stakeholder communication will play a massive role in long term career growth. Another major trend we're already seeing is the rise of data science beyond metro cities. Remote work, distributed teams, and global hiring have opened up opportunities for professionals across Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India. And this is only going to increase. This means access to high quality data science roles is no longer restricted to just a few locations, which is a huge advantage for the Indian workforce. So, if you're a student or a working professional watching this and wondering how to prepare the future, the roadmap is actually quite simple even though it requires consistency. Start by building strong fundamentals, apply them through hands on projects, focus on solving real problems instead of copying tutorials, build a portfolio that reflects your thinking process, and continuously adapt as tools and trends evolve. The future of data science doesn't reward speed, it rewards depth. To sum it all up, the future of data science in India is not about chasing titles or trends. It's about becoming someone who can think with data, question assumptions, and create real impact using technology. The field is evolving, yes, but it's evolving in a way that rewards people who are willing to learn continuously, adapt intelligently, and focus on long term skill building rather than shortcuts. If this video helped you gain clarity, make sure to like it, share it with someone who's confused about data science, drop your questions in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. And I'll see you in the next one.